what I usually do before I start picking out colors is I will make a new layer, and then I will get just anything that makes a solid circle. Let's go with the airbrush. Right, at full opacity. So I know, so you want to keep everything really organized, right? So first, let's just do, you do the black, and that would be one ink cap. Then you'll have your white, which won't be able to show, but for the eyes, I'll be doing a blue. Let's start blue. Then for the body, you can color pick by holding your finger there, and it'll like bring up a little thing. Wait, is this body different than this body? Okay. Alright, and then the shadow of the body, which I should have put over here. So do the darker on this side, is just how we usually work. Another thing that helps to see the actual color, is just to put like a grade behind all these, because that white will throw you off. Alright, so now you have like a grid of everything that you're going to be doing. So this is what you should make your color palette. Everything's super organized, so whenever there's no question, because like some of these kind of look familiar, so there's no question. Once you mix them, you can put them on your palette, and you know if you're going to tattoo this part, you're going to grab from this ink cap, right? So, to the side. So I'm gonna just match the same thing. So the black, the white, and then the green. And then I have some extra in case any mistakes are made. I don't think you're gonna get any more yellow than that yellow, right? So this is the white. This is the yellow. It's a subtle difference, but it might make a little bit different once you put it in the skin. and then the red.
So you're just trying to get the obvious colors out of the way first?
Yeah. So this one needs to be a little bit darker and a little bit lighter. So I'm going to
What do you mean exploded on the plane? Like literally exploded?
Yeah, when you go on a plane, they have pressure inside of it. Can you tell that way? So I'm gonna pour a little of this blue concentrate. You try to want to avoid mixing black with colors because sometimes you don't know what the black is based on.
But white, you don't worry about it?
No, white you can mix pretty much with anything. So it's still too light. Pour some black in there. And put like a little bit in your more. That's good. Usually blues and greens are okay to mix with black. But like if you mix yellow with black, it will turn green. It's getting there. Probably needs a little bit more black. Go ahead and fill it up and fill the rest of it like black. So normally I would use the loop of an old, not an old needle, but a different style needle, but I don't use those needles anymore. Looks like I don't do color anymore, so it's still.
Good job.
Okay.
So a lot less of that blue this time, with more black.
Yeah, add some black to that. I mean, if I was tattooing this, I would just use the blue and then quickly dip into the black, and it'll make it a dark black. But for the sake of the video, we'll show it what's the color. I'll try to put a little amount. It looks more like it. Alright. You just want to mix it pretty good because sometimes the ink, the top layer would be like a completely different color, and you go like this and it would like be way different. But this looks pretty good. That's good. It's a little bit brighter, but it's for the eyes, so that's not a problem. So now we need, let's do the tongue. So this one is pretty close to that middle one. For the darker part of the tongue. A little bit of black. They have these little color mixers where you can, you just put this little thing in there and it goes boom. I'm actually going to go a little bit darker than what is there just because it'll show a little bit more of a difference. If you make them too close together, they will almost be for like no reason, kind of.
What do you mean?
Like you want to show contrast in it a little bit more. Like you can do it exactly, but you can almost barely tell that it's like that right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit darker. I think that's good.
Okay.
And then for this pinkish tongue area, some tangerine, which I'm going to put in with a little bit of white. It's actually not so bright pink, so I'm going to put a little bit of this gray in there.
What are you adding the gray for?
Because it will tone down the pink and not make it so bright. All right. So now for the body, I think this is pretty close.
Yeah.
Just use that straight. This is pretty close to this too. I'm probably gonna throw a little bit of gray in this just to bring it down a little bit.
Oh yeah, that one's his skin. The other one was the shadow.
Yeah. That's what I meant, sorry.
Well, I was just as confused. Once you actually poured it, it looked different than how it looks in that bottle.
That's just to dull it out a little bit. Alright, so now we need, what is this?
His belly.
The belly skin. So for this, I'm gonna mix white with this. And this is Troops Gold. Did they make that color anymore? I haven't done color in a while. This might be a little bit too bright. I'm gonna mix it with gray instead. Just use this one. A little bit more yellow. Still mixing this body color. I added a little bit more yellow to the gray.
What for?
It was not as yellow as I wanted to be. It was more gray, but it was pretty close, so it was just a little bit.
So if you had done it with white, what would happen?
I would have made it just a little bit brighter, and I'm trying to tone it down a little bit. Pretty close, huh?
Yeah. So you try to keep dark colors on one side and light colors on the other?
It's just always good to be organized no matter what it is. So now this burnt color, it's pretty close. I'd probably just mix it with a little bit of a darker brown. I'm gonna put a little bit of a dark brown. It's not a super dark brown, but it's darker. Just enough to change it up a little bit. Perfect. That's close enough to be in the shadow family.
It seems like a little bit drops out, but it turns out to be a lot when it actually starts flowing out.
So that's good for the body, I think. For the belly, the shadow of the belly.
Okay.
So now the background colors. These are super kind of pastel-y. I'm just making up words now.
I gotcha. Purpley.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to base it with that light gray.
Right there next to the white.
I'm going to do this pretty much half and half with everything else.
So gray turns colors kind of pastel?
No, but it'll dull them out because they're not very vibrant. So if this is super pink, I'm just gonna put a few drops. And I might add a little bit of white if it needs it. It's a little bit too much on the purple side for my flavor.
That was. I almost went big-eyed for a second.
The magician.
Like, that motherfucker was just orange. So those color videos pay off, huh?
See?
Didn't really see how many colors it was going to be until you did this.
Yeah. See, that's pretty close now. I might put a drop of regular yellow into it. What do you think?
It's pretty good.
So for that peachy one, This is just the background color. It doesn't be super perfect. But they're all around the same tone, which is what I wanted. It's pretty good, huh? Alright, so from this point, they're all there. I'm just going to next stirring stick. I'm going to add a little bit of black to all of them. I'm just kidding. Now I'm going to fill this back up for you. Move this away because it'll splatter. And then this is distilled water. The ones with heavy white will start crusting over, and you don't want that. So I'll usually just a little bit. The water's not going to change the color. Just a little bit. Usually reds don't really need it. No, and yellows don't really need it. I'll put a little bit. That's probably going to need it more. Not so much. Not so much. A little bit on these two.
And what's that for?
And the white, definitely. This is so they don't dry up, because as time goes on, they'll start drying. And when you try to dip into it, it'll start making shells, and you'll have to like go through the shell. And this will help prevent that. All right. So this is how. Move your hands.
Yeah, but why male models?